Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're going to be checking out the Magicycle Deer 2.0 step-through e-bike. This is a 52-volt e-bike. And before we get into it, please consider subscribing to the channel if you like content like this. Hit the like button if you like this video, and also ring that notification bell for future notifications of our videos. All right, guys, so this bike is fantastic. And they have a bunch of different color options on their website. This bike is priced at $24.99 on the website right now, and we will include a link in the description below. If you click on that link to buy this bike, it helps out the channel and it helps keep putting content out like this. So this bike weighs 83 pounds, which is quite light for other competitors of this model. And guys, this will fit a variety of different riders, all the way from 4'10" all the way up to 6'2". The max capacity of this bike is 450 pounds. So guys, anybody can really pick this bike up and ride it. Obviously, everybody is interested in the top speed. This bike can hit up to 32 miles per hour, which is quite fast. It's got 100 Newton meters of torque, which is really torquey and gets you up those hills. We have a big hill on our street, so having that extra torque is really important. Now, this is a 52-volt e-bike. It says it right here on the frame, and it has a 20 amp hour battery, which is right down here. So you put this key in, you turn it to unlock it, and also you have this little lever here, and this battery will drop out. This is a 20 amp hour battery, which they say should get you up to 120 miles of range. Obviously, that's with the lowest level of pedal assist and the lowest power. But guys, really impressive range on this model. Now, powering this bike is a 1,000 watt motor, and this peaks at 1,800 watts. Like we said, very powerful. The really cool thing about this bike is it has both a cadence sensor and a torque sensor. We'll talk more about that when we get on the bike and show you exactly the differences of those two sensors. But the fact that they include both of those on here is fantastic. And Magicycle seems to be including both of those sensors on their upcoming bikes, which is really cool. Honestly, it gives you two different styles of riding, depending on what you like, but really fantastic choice to have both of those sensors. Like we said, you get 100 Newton meters of torque on this bike. Very torquey, very powerful, especially getting you up to the top speed of 32 miles per hour. Now, if you check this out, you get a 20 by 4 inch fat tire. This is by Kenda. And you also get the mud flaps to keep that mud off of you and also off of the bike. You do get a rear rack here, which is really nice. We like to use these little tie downs that they include as well, the little bungees to keep things strapped on the rack, which is really cool that they have that. You also get 180 millimeter hydraulic disc brakes, front and rear, and this bike does a fantastic job of stopping, and it's always nice to see hydraulic disc brakes on these bikes. Like we said, the color is fantastic. Get this nice blue color. They do have a bunch of options on their website, so you can check that out and see which color you like. Now, as far as suspension goes, you get dual suspension, so full suspension on this bike, rear and front. The front suspension is on the fork, and really fantastic and smooth ride. It takes the bumps like a champ. Get some nice pedals here. Now, you do get a nice tail and functional brake light in the rear, so that's really nice to see. You have an adjustable seat. It can go up and down depending on your height and what you're comfortable with, but really easy to adjust. We'll have to tighten that up before we go on our ride. All right, so we'll move to the front of the bike. You do get your suspension in the forks here. These are adjustable and lockable. You do get a front headlight, which is quite bright, and it's got these accent lights here, which is kind of cool. You get a reflector here, which we'll probably remove, and also your front mud guard. You got the same 20 by 4 fat tire from Kenda in the front. Now, also, we love to see the quick release on these bikes, which this does have. So really nice to be able to take this front wheel off really quick and also change out your tire if you want, whatever, do maintenance on it. But it's nice if you don't have a lot of space in your car or your truck, you can always take the front wheel off to fit it in. And it's really easy to pop it back on and get to riding. As we look on the other side of the bike, you do get an 8-speed Shimano gear shifter, which is quite nice. You also get a pretty large crankset, which is really nice. So we'll see how that converts to pedaling and how comfortable it is. But I'm guessing this is going to be pretty comfortable to pedal. All right, so sitting on the bike, it's very comfortable, very nice positioning for riding, and we'll see how that translates when we're out riding and doing our ride test. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to power on the display with this power button up top. We'll hold that down until the display fires up. You get a nice full color LCD. So we'll start from the left to the right. Obviously, you have your left brake lever here. This is where your thumb throttle is on the left-hand side. We're seeing more of that lately. You do have your controls here. Like we said, the power is up top to turn the bike on. You have your plus for your pedal assist levels, and you can go all the way up to 7 and all the way down to 0, which means no pedal assist. Now the middle button here is your information for your display. You have your tripometer, your odometer, your max speed that you've traveled at, your average speed, your time on the bike, and back to tripometer. Really nice display. You get your percentage for your battery and also your bar here. I believe this is going to be your clock. You also get your wattage here, which is pretty neat to see. We love to see any voltage or wattage meters on the display. You get your miles per hour here in the center, and you can also change this to kilometers per hour as well. Now here is your sensor settings. So S is cadence, and then if you hold down the information button, that will switch to T, which is your torque sensor. Really cool. You can switch this on the fly as you're riding. Now, as far as the sensors go, with having those two sensors on these Magicycle bikes, you're basically getting two bikes for the price of one, basically having two different styles for those two different sensors. So really neat to have that on your bike. So really cool with the display. There's also settings you can go into. We might make another video going into the settings on the display. Now going to the right hand side of your handlebars, your right brake lever, and also your 8-speed Shimano shifter lever here as well. You also get these really nice faux leather grips, which I'm a huge fan of. And also, we can't forget your bell here. All right, so without further ado, let's get on the bike and see how it rides and give you our first riding impressions. All right, so we're on the Magicycle Deer 2.0 step through, and we're gonna do our first ride impressions. We're gonna do a brake test here at the storm drain and see how we do. All right. Not bad. We didn't even lock them up, which was nice. And guys, it is freezing out here, so if you hear me shivering or whatever, just know that it's cold. We're going to do a top speed here. This is a 52 volt e-bike with a 20 amp hour battery, and we're going to see what we get for a top speed. They claim 32 miles per hour, and we're going to see how close we get to that. Whew. All right, so we just hit 31 miles an hour, a little over 31 miles an hour, so pretty close, and I'm sure the weather has something to do with it. Guys, it is below freezing here, so that will affect performance. Pedaling is pretty tight, so let me actually, I'm gonna stop real quick and I'm gonna adjust the seat because the seat is at the lowest height and I am 6'2", so let me just put this up a bit and that will probably help with pedaling. So just put that up a bit. All right, let's get back on here. All right, much better. So now I am pedaling normally, and guys, pedaling is pretty comfortable on this thing. My knees are not coming up to hit me in the chin, which is nice. So it's all about adjustability. Like we said, this bike will fit riders of all different sizes and shapes. A 410 all the way up to 6'2", they say you should be comfortable at. So guys, pedaling after adjusting the seat is really comfortable. The seating position is ideal. I mean, I am really comfortable here. I don't know how well that seat's going to hold up after a while, but we will find out. All right, so let's talk about the two different sensors that are on this bike. Right now, I am using the torque sensor, and you can tell by the T that's on our display. And that means when I start pedaling harder, the bike will go faster. When I start pedaling softer, the bike will slow down. So you choose how fast or slow you want the bike to go. And of course you have the different settings too for pedal assist. You can switch on the fly to the cadence sensor by holding I button here. So now we're in cadence sensor. You can see by the S on the screen, not really sure why they wouldn't make that a C for cadence, but so cadence is 100% power no matter how hard or soft you pedal. So it is all set by what level of pedal assist you're on. So if you're on pedal assist level 7, which we're at right now, you are going to get 100% power at power assist level 7. Do a little off-roading here, since the normal off-road route that we usually use is under construction. They're building a new school on it. I'm pretty bummed about that. But guys, this thing is doing really well down this path here. Handles bumps and rocks, divots, things like that really well. And we've ridden this bike before this just to make sure everything was safe, and it was fantastic on that off-road trail as well. So we can actually switch right back to the torque sensor if we wanted, and we could choose how fast and how slow we want to go by how hard or soft we're pedaling. So just keep that in mind. Basically, the nice thing about that with these Magicycle bikes is you're basically getting two different bikes in one, instead of just getting a cadence sensor or a torque sensor, you're getting both. So you can set how you want your riding style to be. It's really neat. So off-roading is really fantastic on this bike. I'll switch back to torque sensor here. Yeah, so see, as I'm pedaling softer or harder, the bike goes faster, you get more torque. 100 Newton meters of torque on this Deer 2.0. So really good torque numbers. And you can also see on the display, which is really cool, your wattage meter. So I'm going to switch back to the cadence sensor because I don't really want to do too much exercise right now, being that it's so cold. We're going to try the throttle. And when you pedal, just going back to pedaling real quick, there is no real delay, which is nice. So if I start pedaling, maybe a quarter of a second delay until the motor kicks in, but really responsive. Now the throttle, same thing. So you get a half a second on there. So I think the pedaling is going to be more responsive. Let's see. Yeah, you get about a half second on the throttle. So our pedal assist is more responsive. Guys, going through the trail in the woods, the suspension was really good. Like we said, it is full suspension on this bike, so front and rear. You can also adjust your front forks to your liking. Yeah, really good riding positioning on this bike. And so far, so good. With the seat is really comfortable. This thing is too, you get that rack in the back to put stuff on there if you go to the grocery store or whatever. Not really sure what you'd really pick up. You know, it would have to be a smaller load, but you could still do it nonetheless. God, I can't wait to get back inside. It is freezing. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a hill test here, and I'm going to leave it in the cadence for now. Let's see how it does in level 7. We are at pedal assist level 7 and physical gear level 6. And we'll see how it handles this good sized hill. A lot of bikes don't make it. I'm sure this one won't have problems. So start pedaling. Like I said, guys, that kicks in immediately. And the hill test with the Magicycle Deer 2.0 step through is really good so far. We'll switch to the torque sensor. So like we said, pedal softer, it'll slow down, pedal harder, and you get more speed. Definitely love those two different sensors, and like I said, kind of a 2-for-1 deal with these e-bikes from Magicycle with the two different sensors. They make a really quality bike, guys. So if you're interested in one of these, right now they're $24.99, and I believe you can save some more money by clicking the link in the description below. But a really nice bike with some really nice color options and really capable, especially with those 20 by 4 inch fat tires by Kenda. And what we'll do is walk around the bike real quick just to show you guys. But there is the Magicycle Deer 2.0 step through in a really nice blue 52 volt, and it says Magipower on it. Not really sure if that's some sort of branding from the Magicycle. It's a nice rack, 20 by 4 inch fat tires, really good size crankset, makes pedaling really comfortable. I can attest to that. The 8-speed Shimano shifter Nice variety of gears. Seat goes up and down as far as you want it, or as low as you want it, with your headlight here. And what we'll do is we'll turn the headlight on. I believe you can do that by holding down the plus button, and the screen will dim. And there is your headlight. We'll turn that a little bit. Looks a little crooked. And like we said, quick release is really nice on these bikes. But guys, fantastic bike from Magicycle. I mean, they make a really good product, and we're really excited to see what else they have coming. And we'd love to test those out too. But if you have any other questions regarding this Deer 2.0 step through from Magicycle, please leave them in the comments below. We'll get back to everybody. But guys, until next time, thank you for watching. Peace out.